If your digital homeschool curriculum is scattered across your downloads, your emails, your desktop, random hard drive, this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you my exact step-by-step system on how I organize all my digital homeschool curriculum files, resources, PDFs, all those sensory bin files, and so much more. This video will do is help you stay organized all year long and take the stress off of always looking for that file that you just can't find. So if you're ready to get organized, let's jump on in. Hi, I'm Brandy. I'm a full-time working homeschooling mama with a second grader and a toddler. And on this channel, I share simple, realistic ways to homeschool without overwhelm. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I organize all those digital curriculums, files, PDFs that as a homeschooling parent, you know that we have a ton of. And I'm totally guilty of those ending up in my download folder, in my inbox, and purchasing things more than once. But today, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop losing PDFs, digital downloads, and having all that overwhelm of where are my files. And I'm going to show you my step-by-step folder system that will keep you organized no matter if you're using Google, your desktop, or Dropbox. So you can easily find everything you've purchased or downloaded. But before we jump in, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a single organizing tip or way to make your homeschool less overwhelmed. And grab my digital homeschool organization guide that I created just for you in this video so you can take it step by step and customize it to fit your needs. Everything we're gonna go over today in this video, I also have a guide for, and I'll drop that link in the show notes so you can go grab that once you finish watching this video so you can get organized with your digital files. So I have a 6-step process when it comes to organizing our digital files. I run $1 million a year business and it's completely digital, which means we're dealing with, at this point, after 7 years, we have hundreds of thousands of digital files that have to stay organized. And so this is one of those times where I was like, gosh, I got to treat homeschool like a business. I don't always do that, but for this, I had to because my files were a mess. For some reason, I can keep them really organized for work, but when it came to organizing my digital files for homeschool, I just found that they were like cluttered everywhere. Somewhere in my downloads folder, somewhere on my desktop, somewhere in my email. And so I had to find a better way. So I took exactly what I do in my business and I applied it to homeschool. And it's a 6-step process that I'm going to take you through right now. So the first step that we have to think about whenever we're organizing our digital file is you have to decide where the file is going to live. Are they going to live on your desktop? Are they going to live in a hard drive? Are they going to live in a cloud-based service? Where do you want all your files to live? And for me, I have 2 places, but the main place is Google Drive. Google Drive is free, which is a plus. It's cloud-based, which makes it really nice when maybe you're switching from different computers or you're sharing files with someone else. So for me, I have my desktop in my office, then I have my laptop, then my husband has our homeschooling iPad, and then also depending on where we're at in the house, maybe we're traveling or something, I want to pull it up on my phone. So I love having Google Drive. It makes all the files accessible no matter where I am. And also, since my husband and I both homeschool, it makes it so he can grab files easily as well if he needs. So we chose to go with Google, but I'm also someone who does not put all my eggs in one basket. So once a month, which I'll show you my monthly routine, is I throw them on one of our external hard drives. You can get external hard drives super cheap on Amazon. I'll link the one we use up below. We take a lot of photography and stuff when we go travel, so I already am used to using an external hard drive. So once a month, I do put everything on there as well, just to keep it in a backup spot. Also, if we're traveling and we know we're going to need something, we always throw our external hard drives with us. So if we don't have internet, then at least we can still access the files if we need them for any reason. So for me, it's Google and external hard drive, but our main one is Google Drive. So for you, the first step is decide where are you going to house all your files. Is it just going to be on your desktop, your laptop, your iPad, Is it going to be in a cloud-based service? Wherever you want, you need to make that decision now before moving into any of the others. Now, the folder system I'm going to show works no matter what platform you decide to house your documents on. The second step is you have to decide, what is your main organization strategy going to be? And for homeschooling parents, that's usually either by year or by subject. Now, if you have one child, then you could probably do by year, and that would be easy. If you're homeschooling multiples, then maybe you want to do it by subject. We have a big gap between my oldest and my littlest. We have one that's 7, we have one that's 2. And so I want to reuse all the resources that I'm using with my current 7-year-old once Bodhi starts moving up. But that's a big gap. And because we are going to be doing a lot of family subjects, I decided I didn't want to do it by year, and instead I wanted to do it by subject. So you'll want to make a decision, and with the guide that I give you, you can quickly make that decision and change things to fit your need. But are you going to do it by subject or by year? That's your first decision to make, because then everything filters under that decision. So make the one that's best for you, and then tell me in the comments, are you going to be doing yours based on subject or year? Now, once we have our main subjects, you're probably going to think about like language arts, math, science. Those are all the main ones. But then I want you to think about, step 3 is think about all the others that you may need. So maybe it's parent resource guides. Maybe it's record keeping. In Georgia, we don't really have to keep a lot of records. So the only thing that I have in mind is my parent resources, which under there has our letter of intent. So I do put those in there, but that's pretty much the only thing I need to keep. So I'm not keeping heavy records, but if you are in a state that you do need to keep records, then maybe you want a folder that's record keeping. And within that, you would decide to do it based on year or student. And so when we think about it, let's think about all of our subjects that we normally do. And then the third step is think about all those other folders that you would need. So for me, an other folder is I like to separate out seasons and holidays. So those could go into like nature study or something like that, science. But instead, I like those to be in their own folders. So an other folder would be like, okay, I want to put holidays and seasons in their own. I want parent resources in its own folder. So you want to think about, what are those other folders that maybe you haven't thought about yet. For us, another one of those folders was having a separate one pulled out for preschool. Bodhi's 2 now, so he'll be doing preschool really now, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5. And so I wanted that to be in its own folder, and with all his sensory bin items that I have printed out and resources and printables like that we'll be revisiting year after year. To me, it did make sense to separate that out into subject because it is such a unique thing for preschool. And so with preschool, I did put all that in its own folder. So that was one of those others. So you want to think, okay, here's my main subjects that I'm always teaching, or the main years. And then we want to break out, what are those other folders that I may have? And what you may want to do is go through and look at the files you have, and then make decisions based on that. Like, oh, I see I have a lot of these novel studies or read aloud studies that don't really fit under anything. They could fit under literature. They may fit under something else for your family. And maybe you want to pull those out and do those separate. And so whatever it is, when you start going through your file, you may be like, should this go under a folder that we already have, or do I want to pull it out and bring its own folder? So that's the third step. Now, the fourth step is where we're actually going to put together our folder system. I don't suggest you do this in the folder file that you're doing. You want to do it in something that's like a Google Doc or something, which is why I created this workbook for you. So you can go through and actually outline it, because you want a master copy so you know where everything lives to stay organized. So I've already done a lot of the heavy lifting. If you're someone who's like, Brandy, I'm never going to create this, that is not how my brain works, take mine, use it. Just edit whatever subject you're using, but take it and put it in yours. You don't need to recreate it. Now, if you're someone who's like, oh, I'm very, very type A, I want to go through, then you do want to create like a skeleton outline, an organization tree, so you know where all the branches are. and where everything goes. So that's your next step, is you actually want to put your full folder system and start putting it on a document so you see. And then once we do that, we want to create that same folder system in wherever we decided we're going to house this, whether it is on your desktop, Google Drive, Dropbox. We want to take what we created, that tree, and then we want to recreate it with our folder. Now, the fifth step, before we start moving anything into the folders, we have to come up with a naming system. Naming conventions are one of the biggest lifesavers and one of the most annoying things, because it means you have to change your file names. But when we come up with a naming convention, what that does is it creates a really easy way to be able to search no matter what you're using and find it really effectively. So in the workbook, I gave you some naming suggestions, but you want to create a consistent naming convention for all your files. Okay, so now that we've went through, we chose where our files are going to live. We decided how we're going to organize. We added all those extra little folders. We've created our file tree organization, and we started actually putting those into our folder. Now we have naming conventions. So the sixth step, this is where we actually want to go in, rename our current documents, and put them where they go. We want to go on and start putting them in the folder and getting everything organized. Yes, this takes a little bit of time, but once it's done, you don't have to redo it. That's the beauty of this. So go on and start renaming and putting them where they belong. And as you're doing this, you may see that you may need to tweak a folder that's within another folder, or you may need to move something, or you may have stuff that you don't really need or you don't think you need anymore. This is a great time to have an archive folder where you can throw everything in the archives. I never suggest deleting anything, but put it in your archives folder so it's not taking up valuable mental space when you open up the folder. Okay, so that is our 6-step process. And here's the thing. Once you do this, it is wonderful. Anyone can find anything. It's searchable, but there's an element that is like a little bonus section, and I give a whole process for this in the workbook, but you have to create a system of staying on top of this. It's one thing to do it once, it's another thing to maintain it. So I suggest either once a week, once a month, you go through and make sure that you are actually updating any of the files and putting them where they go. Whenever I download anything new or purchase any new curriculum, I just drop it in the main folder. And then every Friday, I go through, rename, and move it where it needs to be. Now, a lot of times that means there's only 1 or 2 files. But then when I'm prepping for a new school year or a new term, there may be a lot more files. And then each month, at the end of the month, I always back up everything on my external hard drive. And I just drag the new folder over there. Everything goes over there, and I delete the old one. So there does have to be an element of maintenance so you stay on top of this. Some people like to do it right when they put the folder in, rename it, move it where it goes. Me, I like to just drop everything and focus on that once a week. You have to find out what is the right routine for you, but you do have to have a system to stay on top of this, or it will just become a cluttered mess again. To make this super simple for you, I created a free download. It gives you the step-by-step play on how to set this up in your Google Drive, your desktop, wherever you want. And I gave you a file folder tree that you can go in and customize to work for your homeschool. So you don't have to recreate anything. You just have to edit the one that I've already created for you and put the subjects that you have. So you can get your homeschool digital curriculum set up within an hour. So make sure to click that link in the description, go on, put your name, your email, grab that download, and then start applying this video to your homeschool. And if you found this video helpful, go on and click subscribe, and then let me know in the comments, what do you find to be the hardest thing to keep organized in your homeschool? Organizing your digital curriculum doesn't have to be overwhelming. With the right systems in place, you'll save time, reduce stress, and actually enjoy planning your homeschool years, terms, and weeks. Don't forget to grab your free download, and I'll see you in the next video.